This morning, I heard a story about a woman who'd been friends with a guy for over a year, but recently the two became more intimately involved and now they call themselves dating. I'm not sure, though, from hearing what I heard, that it's going to last too long. I'm thinking dude is going to be coming back with, this was a mistake. And the reason is because this lady, like many others, and as I go through this, you may recognize yourself in these scenarios. But she, while she was friends with the guy, everything was fine. I mean, she accepted him for who and what he was. Had no problems. They get together, laugh and joke. Everything was lovely. That is the reason I'm thinking he felt okay about moving forward into a relationship with this woman. These are people in their 40s now. These aren't little children. And I'm thinking he thought, well, this is how she's been this whole year. So she'll continue to be this way. And we'll just add some intimacies to the picture and it should be all like wonderful. I'm sure that was his thought process. But instead, what we have now is a woman who is doing the most to complain about what this man is and what he does and how he does it, and she's looking to change him. Now, for those of you who may know, last Thursday I did a webinar which I call the Debinar, Debinars on self-esteem and confidence. And one of the issues that I was bringing to the forefront is that when a person doesn't like themselves very much, they don't feel very competent or attractive or very together, they will tend to look outward and project those criticisms onto other people. So, it's either that or they, just totally beat up on themselves. So, but most women in relationships will tend to start to complain about their guy. Now, sometimes the complaints are legitimate. I'm not going to say every complaint that a woman has about her man is bad or wrong or off target. I would never say that because, men just are stupid sometimes. But what I'm talking about is something that the man already has been doing that is not harmful to you. It's not hurting you. It's just his little quirk, his little thing, his personality trait, something like that. But suddenly you want to harp on it and you want to complain about it. Now, let me give you the example, one of the examples that I heard that this woman does. Okay, so her guy, now that they spend nights together, she finds out that in the morning when he wakes up, he likes to, kind of just sit there for 10 or 15 minutes and kind of collect himself. He sits there, he kind of thinks about what his day was before and what he's planning to do this day. And then after that, he's ready to talk and interact with her and this and that. She has a problem with that. She's complaining bitterly about it. And you all know I hate that word bitter, but in this case it is bitterly is the perfect adjective. And she is saying, well, I'm used to, and then she goes into this tirade about the kind of guy she's used to, a guy who wakes up and is all over her and rubbing on her and petting on her and, kissing on her and all this kind of stuff. And evidently that's what she wants. But evidently this guy is not that guy. He needs to collect his thoughts. So I'm thinking, so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, if he just lied and told her, well, I'm not, this is nothing against you. This is my prayer time. I'm trying to get right with God. So, just leave me alone this 15 minutes. This is how I start my day. I commune with Jesus or, whatever you want to say, right? Oh my God, she would have a totally different reaction. She'd probably be on Facebook and whatnot, bragging about her man and how he got right with God before he gets out of bed every day. You see what I mean? It's all context. He's doing exactly the same thing. But by framing it in a way that makes it socially acceptable and gives her something to talk about, then she can accept it versus him just saying, that he just wants a few minutes by himself. That she seems to be having a problem with. The same woman is also having a problem with the fact that the man has kids. Now, he has children from a previous relationship. They're, a little older, but they're still minors. So he wants to spend time with his children, which of course is what a father should do. She has 2 or 3 kids by, whoever she got them by. And because those men don't spend time with her kids, she doesn't understand why he wants to spend time with his. Now, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, this is something that she should be happy that she has in a man, a guy who cares about the children that he created and, is there for them even in their teens when most people like want to run and hide from their kids. But, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's doing the right thing. Instead, she gets upset when he goes to spend time with his children because she wants all his time on the weekends. But I'm like, why is that a problem now? It wasn't when you guys were friends. It shouldn't be. Nothing really should have changed except you guys are working together towards building something. But he shouldn't abandon those kids just because he got with you. So you see what I'm saying? Anyway, the whole purpose of this, I brought this up because I want to talk about acceptance. And acceptance is key. People really don't feel good in a relationship if they're with you and you don't accept them for who and what they are. I had a similar situation. It wasn't a romantic relationship, but a friendship of some 20 some odd years that ended that way because she started harping on me about being something different, doing something the way she wanted me to do it, the way she thought I should do them, thinking the way she thought I should think, feeling the way she thought I should think, and saying the things that she thought I should say. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not you. This is the same me I've been since we met 25 years ago. But that's one thing about me is like who I am, that don't change. I mean, I grow in knowledge and perception and things like that. But my core beliefs have been the same for 30, 40 years. I'm not a flip-floppy type of person. And so what you see is what you get. If I tell you this is how it is, that's how it is. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I tell you I'm not going to do it, you can bet you need to move on because that shit ain't going to happen. Hell could freeze over and all the little devils could go ice skating and I still will say no. But that's who I am, and she knew that. And the same thing, so, it ultimately ended, the friendship had to end because I was not going to change to be who she wanted me to be. I need to be Deborah. And this lady is facing that same kind of risk because she's going to keep harping on this dude and trying to get him to do what she wants him to do and trying to control him. And he's going to bounce. He's a grown ass man. He's not going to change who he is to suit her. And that's the thing. I wonder why so many women get with guys and then be doing the most to try to change him. Okay, why can't you accept him for who and what he is? And if who and what he is isn't for you, why can't you just leave him alone? Why do you have to try to change him? What is that about? What is the goal there? Because what attracted you to him is this thing that he is right now. So by the time you get through, with all your little machinations changing him, he's going to be someone else. Probably someone that you really don't like very much because he would have changed to do all the stuff the way you want him to and you won't have any respect for him. So you put the dude in a trick bag where either whatever he does is going to be the wrong thing. I am firmly against this kind of mentality. Ladies, you have got to stop with this stuff. You cannot change a man. He might want to change himself, but you can't change him. So all your nagging and complaining and little trickeration and manipulations and whining and all this stuff. That's not going to make him change. It's going to make him resent you. And then ultimately he will leave you. Even if he doesn't leave you, he's going to go cheat on you with a woman where he can have some goddamn peace because you drive him fucking crazy with all your rhetoric and nonsense. So let's talk about this. What does it mean to accept someone? Accept your partner. I think acceptance is, along with integrity and some of the other things that I've talked about recently, acceptance is the key to a healthy relationship. Because when people, if you can show who and what you really are to people, and they accept it, that boosts your self-esteem. And it also lets you get to be authentic with whoever is around you. They get to see the real you. That's not to say that they're going to like everything that they see. Please don't think that. But what it does, it lets you relax into the relationship, and it lets you feel that when this person says I love you, that they really love you, the real you, not the front that you put up, the thing that you pretend to be to gain approval. It's not that. They really love you. All your bad moods and your, whatevers, and your little weirdo habits and your little strange, little quirky things, they love you for you. And they may roll their eyes at some of the stuff you do, but that doesn't change how they feel about you. When you ladies attack men like this, and even though you may not think that that's what you're doing, that is how it's going to be interpreted by him. You cannot get with a man and start nitpicking him to death about what he does or how he does it. If that man is not to your satisfaction, have the courage to leave him alone. He deserves that. Okay? You, just like you would want him to accept you. If you gained a few pounds or whatever, I mean, that doesn't change who you are as a woman. If you got cancer and had to have a mastectomy, does that change who you are? You're still the same person. We don't worry about stuff like that. You're loving the individual with all their emotions and their sense of humor, their personality. I mean, those are the things that you're in the relationship for, not necessarily how somebody looks or how they dress and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's superficial stuff. Even if they stay, don't have any of those debilitating diseases. I mean, just in the aging process itself, we change. Hair gets gray, skin gets different, and cheeks, you used to be fat and plump, start kind of hanging down a little bit. You get lines, you get wrinkles. I mean, things happen, things change. But what makes a relationship healthy and what makes it last is that you love that person and you accept them for who and what they are. That is essential. Now, what was I getting ready to say? God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I remember now. Okay, acceptance. Also, when people tend to not want to accept other people, they don't accept themselves. That's what I wanted to get back to. You're critical of yourself, and this is very often a component of low self-esteem. You don't like yourself very much. You don't like things about you. So you tend to want to harp on other people about things that you perceive to be flaws in their, in their attire, in their language. I mean, just little nitpicky bullshit. And this is supposed to be somebody that you love, not a complete stranger. It's supposed to be someone that you decided that you wanted to be with. I don't understand that. So then you become one of the types of women that guys really don't like to be with and who they leave all the time. And that's a control freak. You bossy. My grandfather used to call me Miss Bossy Pants. But I was 4. So, I learned as I got older, I don't really, I mean, it's part of my advice thing, I tell people what to do and how to fix their problems. But I mean, just like I'm not just going to walk up to some random person and start telling them what to do. And if I'm in a relationship with a man, I really don't tell. I mean, sometimes they ask me what they should do, and I still don't tell them because I want him to figure it out himself. You're grown. Do it. Do what you need to do. But this guy, this lady, the controlling type of woman, will tend to be the one that wants to change a man to be who and what she wants him to be. You're going to criticize his taste in music. You're going to criticize the way he dresses. You're going to criticize his haircut. You're going to criticize his nails because you think they're too long. Or why don't you, do this, but get them buffed or cleaned. Or why don't you do this, that? You don't like his feet. You don't like, the fact that he likes to wear hats. There's something that's nitpicky and silly, like this woman, but mad because a man wants to stay in bed and, get his mind right before he gets up and starts his day. You can't change people like that by complaining. You can't be suspicious and jealous. That's another reason why a guy will, want to bounce. Because you just like always accusing him of some shit. And, he's not doing anything. I mean, it's different if he is, but if he's telling you he's not and you really don't have any proof, you just sitting up there always lobbing this threat at him and these charges, well, then you need to stop doing that. You also don't want to be the kind of woman who is like so focused on the dude. This happens a lot too. you get so focused, you get in a relationship and you get so focused on him, you stop really caring about what else is going on in your life. You drop your friends, your hobbies, your interests. All you do is focus on him. When if one man is the singular focus of your life, sure you're gonna find fault with him because you didn't. I mean, what else is there to do? You can think about the same person for 24 hours a day. That just makes no sense. So I don't really want to make this too long. I just wanted to draw this to your attention. If this is the kind of way that you behave towards your man and you claim you love him, you need to sit down and really give this some thought. Why are you so negative towards him? What is wrong? Is it really him or is it you? I mean, be fair with yourself. Be very honest with yourself. Is your life unsatisfactory in some way that you don't want to look at yourself, so you focusing instead on him instead of fixing yourself. You trying to fix him. See what I mean? This is a very, very common behavior pattern. And just really think. I mean, if the man is really that unsatisfactory, you really find that much wrong with him, then maybe you two should consider breaking up or divorcing or whatever the situation is with you, because it's not fair to him to be, to never feel appreciated, to never feel acknowledged for who and what he is, for always be criticized and condemned and chastised and nagged at. I mean, that who would want to be in a relationship with somebody like that? Then you wonder why he leaves you. Come on now. So this is something I think that more women need to really consider. If you really don't have, you making up shit to complain about, you just doing the most in that direction to be negative, have some shit to talk about, then maybe you should instead concentrate on what it is that you like about this guy. What is it that you appreciate about him? Why did you pick him? What does he have going on that made him be the winner over all the other men that you could have got with? Think about those things and then let him know that you acknowledge those traits in him and you appreciate them. If you cannot do that with the man that you are with, you do not need to be with that motherfucker no more. Okay, I don't know how much more clear to make that, but you with the wrong dude. If you can't appreciate something about the man, it should be actually more than one thing. You should be appreciating something about this guy that makes him be head and shoulders above the rest of the fools you could have chose. Then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm tired of seeing this. It's not really my thing. I'm not gonna barge into people's relationships and say, you need to stop talking about your dude like that before you run him off. You just you killing his self-esteem by beating him over the head. I mean, it's it's abusive in a certain sense, because you got him jumping through hoops to try to be something that you think he should be, instead of you either loving him or getting rid of him. I mean, only can be one of those two. Love him for who and what he is, or get rid of him and get somebody else who meets your standards. There's only two choices, A and B. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com, signing out. Now that you've seen some of the grade A content that the Debsterism channel offers, please become a subscriber, review the new videos, like them, comment them on them, and share them. We'd like you to do all of those things to help the channel grow. I appreciate your support, so become a